Okay. Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Good morning in Asia.
Yeah. Well, welcome to our meeting, Zoom meeting here. We have a very, very special night for you guys. We have as our guest speaker, world-renowned Dr. Paul Cox. I think most of us know Dr. Cox, right?
Yes.
But before we bring on Paul, let me read some of his background material, okay? Paul graduated with a botany and philosophy degree from Brigham Young University, graduating summa cum laude. Wow. It was top of the class. And class valedictorian. Gee. And a master's degree in ecology at the University of Wales as a Fulbright fellowship. PhD from Harvard University, and some National Science Foundation Presidential Young Investigator Award recipient from President Ronald Reagan.
Ooh, yes.
Okay, so Paul has many accomplishments. Well, I know he was in Sweden working for the King of Sweden. And he also was the director of the National Botanical Garden, right, Paul?
Yeah.
In Hawaii. We went there one time as team elite, and we also went on a separate occasion, and Paul showed us his garden.
I know. And there were the garden, the movie Jurassic Park.
That's right. Part of it was filmed there.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, there was a scene that they found the dinosaur eggs.
Yeah.
Those were found in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are very much honored and privileged to have Paul with us tonight. And so without further ado, let me introduce Dr. Paul Cox. Yay.
Yay, Dr. Paul Cox. And if those of you know about him, please type in 1 in your WeChat.
Yeah. Now,
in your chat, I guess.
Well, okay. Just to show you that we've known Paul a long time. Well, we known him when his hair was still dark. Now, me too. Okay, I got a lot of gray hair ourselves. Okay, and also, Paul, I got your book here.
Wow, it's upside down.
Upside down?
I thought you can read upside down. Look at this.
Yeah.
And
recording in progress.
Look at this. You autograph it for us.
Yeah. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And maybe we should start with the story, you know, how you got started in being a ethnobotanist, your story about Samoa. Okay, I'll let you begin then.
Well, it's tremendous to be with you tonight. And Patrick and Marguerite are some of my favorite people. And I love Asia. And good morning to all of our wonderful friends in Asia who are logging in the morning. Thank you for getting up early to be on our call. I think the best way to answer your question, Patrick, why don't we go to the slides? And
okay.
I've prepared a few pictures, and then we can take it from there. Is that okay? So let's start with the slides, please. Right. And what I'd like to do would be to answer your question, how did I get into ethnobotany? Let me talk about the EPIC products. I think we're going to have everybody mute their
Leon, someone needs to mute their
Liu Fei.
Okay. So I'd like to talk about the EPIC products. I'd like to talk how they were formed, and I'd like to talk a little bit about the Force for Good, and then we'll we'll come back to you. So next slide, please. So this is my home. This is Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I lived in the Grand Tetons. I still live there now. My father was a ranger for the National Park Service, and my mother was a scientist. She had a laboratory. So next slide, please. Let's see, next slide. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great, okay. So there's my father's a ranger, and there's my mother who came to my PhD graduation. And so I wasn't sure if I should be like my dad and be a ranger or be like my mother and be a scientist. Next slide. So I became an ethnobotanist. And this wonderful thing happened where I got this letter from the White House that the president had chosen me to be funded to do any research I wanted to do. So my wife Barbara and I got out a map. We looked for the largest tropical rainforest we could find in Polynesia and decided to take our children and study for a year there with the healers. So in this photograph, can you see that okay, Patrick? Is that up on your screen? I'd never been to this village before, but we arranged to live in this little hut. They call it a fale. And we took just my research gear and the children's textbooks. In this little hut, there's no running water. There's no electricity. The children would read their school books, and then to take a break, would go out to the beach and look in the tidal pools. And we really had a wonderful time. It was fantastic. And that's my wife, Barbara, there. But then something very sad happened. The loggers came and started cutting down the rainforest. And all of the people were very sad. They were crying, some of them. And I said, why did you allow these loggers to come in here? And they said, well, we need to build a school for our children, or the government will take away the teachers. And we're just poor people here. We don't have any money. So the loggers offered to give us enough money to build the school. And that turned out to be about $85,000 US for about a 10,000 hectare rainforest. So I said, well, what if we could raise the money to build your school? Could you stop the loggers? So the village sent 2 chiefs up to the forest and told them to stop cutting the trees. And then I gave good news and bad news to Barbara, which was that we had saved this very large rainforest, but we would have to sell our house in the United States. We'd have to sell our car. And you know if your marriage is working at a moment like that, because Barbara took my hand and said, what a wonderful opportunity. Let's go for it. So we actually started cashing out, but fortunately our family and friends and some of my students, I was a professor, found out what we were doing. They all chipped in, they all contributed. And I returned to Samoa in 6 weeks with 85,000 US dollars in my backpack. And together with the village, we marched into the logging firm for about 600 villagers, and we had paid the loggers off. And the villagers said, never come back. So that we thought maybe that was the purpose of our life, was to build a school for these children. But then Nu Skin came along. Next slide. Very old. They were in their 90s, and yet they had beautiful young skin, beautiful silky hair. I said, how did you get that? They said, oh, we use the plants. So I was I wrote a scientific paper on this. Soon, cosmetic companies around the world were calling me up, wanting me to work for them to develop cosmetics based on indigenous knowledge. But when I asked them, well, how much money can you return to help these village people? They said, oh, we can't do that. And then I met these two guys. This is Blake Roney on the left of the screen and Steve Lund. They ran this company called Nu Skin. And I said to them, if I develop something for you, can we send money back to help build schools and hospitals and medical clinics for these village peoples? And they said, of course. They said, that's why we have a company, to help make people's lives better. So I was pretty excited about that. Next slide. And what really touched me, go to the next slide, please, was that at the first Nu Skin convention I attended, they brought me on stage and they gave me a check for 75,000 US dollars to build this canopy walkway in the rainforest. The check went to a foundation Barbara and I created called Seacology. So it's really cool. You can go and climb up this tower. And you walk across the top of the forest. That's my daughter Jane there in the middle. You can even sleep up in the top of the tree house. And the villagers now get money from tourists that come to see the walkway. And so they can make money from their forest without cutting it down. So that was very exciting. Next slide. But that has continued in Nu Skin. I thought we would build one school. Let me take you now to Fiji. Next slide. This is a remote school, remote island in Fiji. This is a very remote village. They never had a proper school. With funds from the EPIC products given to the Force for Good, we were able to build these homes for the teachers to live in, water tanks, solar electrical panels. Next slide. And we built the first proper school that these children had. Here's the next slide. And this little girl on the left of Barbara came up and asked if she could have her photograph taken with Barbara. So Barbara, of course, agreed, and these other children ran up. They wanted their photograph taken as well. But we found out that this little girl walks 14 kilometers every day to get to that school. And she's barefoot. And that's how much school means to these children. In return, the village chiefs, and you can see this chief on the right side of the screen, promised to protect their forest and their mangroves since we'd built this school. So it's a win-win thing. The products produce the income produces the school, the children get a school, the village protects the forest. And what I haven't told you yet is this is the 350th school that we've created from Seacology. So in other words, Barbara and I thought our lives would be complete if we could build this one school in Samoa. But through the power of Nu Skin, we've built 350 schools, medical clinics, water supplies, in 65 island nations throughout the world, 65 nations. So let me show you the products that helped make this school possible. Next slide. This is our new formulation of EPIC Firewalker. I'm really excited about this. It's the 25th anniversary of the introduction of EPIC products. And so to celebrate this, the company has made new packaging. This is not plastic, this is sugarcane. They've made this tube out of sugarcane. They've redesigned it so we save now through this redesign about 676 tons of plastic waste. that's the equivalent of what, 20 elephants. I mean, it's massive. What a great way. This is a piece of sugar cane. It's incredible. Next slide. Somebody needs to mute. Okay, next slide, please. So this comes from the tree. Scientifically, we call it Cordyline terminalis. It has these leaves that the people rub on their skin to treat burns or heat or injury. When I put it on my forehead, it just feels cooling. In fact, I think I did that for you, Marguerite, in Hawaii. Why don't you unmute and tell me in Chinese what it felt like when you had it?
Yeah. Well, first I want to say in English because we have some English speakers here.
Let's just
This
do it.
is when you showed me. It was amazing, and it's just common plants. 这个植物呢，我要跟大家讲，我在那个 Punta Cana 的时候，我们也有这个植物。我就夏威夷很多，这个植物看起来是很普通的。那 Dr. Paul Cox 呢，他那时候呢，我们 Timmy Lee 的时候呢，他就把这个植物泡在水里面，然后如果你头热或你身体不舒服，你就放在你的那个痛的地方，等一下就不痛了。
谢谢你。So, this is 3% by volume, that leaf. And this is one of our favorite products, Firewalker, for tired, achy feet. Just a couple of questions. I see Irene Fu says that it's her favorite. Thank you. Linda Jennifer A said, that's so cool. And then SVGY Mary said, where can I find more about this? I just published a book called Plants, People, and Culture, which I talk about this. And who knows, maybe we can get it translated into Chinese. I think that would be a wonderful thing to do. Next slide.
That's great.
Along with it is this product called Ice Dancer. And in Ice Dancer, I put in this special wild mint that the Native Americans used to rub on their legs when they had to run many, many kilometers. There's no fragrance added to this. What you smell is the fragrance of the wild mint. I also put in a special plant from European herbals from 500 years ago that they used to treat varicose veins. I never told anybody about that, but there it is. We don't make medical claims for our products, of course. But what happens is when I rub this on my leg, it feels cool to begin with. And then after about 90 seconds, it starts feeling warm. And a number of Olympic athletes in the Winter Olympics have been using this, particularly the women's freestyle teams. Even though they don't endorse the product for the company, they're wearing it. And I don't know, I'm excited about the Beijing Winter Olympics. And maybe we could get some of this moving to some of the athletes there as they ski. But we use it after skiing, tennis, hiking. It's really good for people that have tired, achy legs.
Or
Next.
shoulders too.
Yes.
Shoulders,
Yes.
neck, arm, everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. And do you, Marguerite, do you find that it's cooling and then warming for you?
Yes, that's the amazing part, that it's cool first when you put it on, and you could put it outside stockings. I remember we had 2002, our Winter Olympic in Utah. And so there was, this ice skater put it outside their stockings and it goes right in.
Well,
Amazing.
we had the world championship skater, Yuka Sato, use it and endorse it. But a lot of people that are doing the flips and freestyle skiing, they're using this on their legs now, particularly women's teams. So maybe there's a chance, that we can share some of this with the athletes of the world in Beijing. Let's see.
Yep.
I just wanted to say that Mia DiPietro just wrote she uses both Firewalker and Ice Dancer for achy feet and legs. They're amazing products. Anyway, it's fun seeing your comments. Let me introduce one more and then we can talk about this a second. Next slide, please. The final one is called Soul Solution. If you rub it on your feet, it helps make your feet more beautiful because those little cracks and crevices you get, particularly people that wear flip-flops or active, this really helps. So these 3 products are Nu Skin's answer for tired, achy legs and feet. Ice Dancer for tired legs, Firewalker for tired feet, and then Soul Solution that beautifies our feet. And when I'm off doing my work in the jungles, Barbara and my daughters will sometimes have over their friends for spa night. And they'll put on Ice Dancer on their legs, Firewalker on their feet, and then finish up with Soul Solution. And everybody loves it. And I have a very hard time keeping these products around the house because my wife and daughters love them. They use them. So Marguerite, did you want to say anything about these 3 products before I go to the next slide?
Oh, this is our favorite product. The Soul Solution, especially in the summer, you know, when your feet get dry and it's supposed to be moist, but you have these cracks in the back of the heels, your Soul Solution is your solution. It will
Solve
smooth
the
it out.
problem,
You'll have a baby. Your feet will be like baby's foot.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that one. It's very nice.
Oh, here's Fifi saying, my daughter and her friends always use Ice Dancer after ballet. And I have to tell you, Nu Skin sponsors for the jazz basketball team, the dancers, called the Nu Skin Dancers.
Mhm.
I got to appear with them, and I went backwards. You know, the dancers make it look like they're butterflies, that they float, but
Uh-huh.
their feet and legs get pounded. I went backstage and gave this to them, and they were so grateful, and they're using it now. It's really good. And people that have to be on their feet or their legs, postmen, airline personnel, government officials, people that are in the checkout lines of supermarkets, this is really some things for them.
Mhm.
Next slide.
Wow.
We'll go to the next slide, please. Oh, Ming Chu says her football coach husband used it always. That's good.
Ooh.
Now, this is my favorite, which is
Mine
Ooey.
Yes.
And here's the new packaging. Look at that. Again, it's made out
Wow.
of sugar cane. Yeah, it's just it hasn't quite been released quite yet. We're excited about this. This is a beautiful flower that grows in the rainforest. You squeeze it on your hair. And I mean, I wish you could feel my hair because it makes my hair feel really
So
silky.
soft. They look silky.
Yeah, and for Asian hair, it's really good. Next slide. So here I am in one of the waterfalls where they showed me how to use it. You know, you rub it in your hair, you jump into the waterfall, and then you come out, and if you need conditioning, you put more of it on there. So this is my favorite, and Avapui is the name of the plant. And if you say that in Hawaii or Tahiti or Samoa or Fiji, anywhere in the islands of Polynesia, they'll take you to this plant. So it's been really excited. Oh, Rachel says it's her favorite shampoo. Now, this is very dangerous, but next slide. I actually get nervous if I can't use this every morning because it smells, it has no added fragrance. And when I smell it in the morning in the shower, it just sort of takes me mentally to the waterfall and to the pool. And it gives me a little bit of moment of peace, you know, in the morning. It's a wonderful thing. So,
Well,
Avapui.
Paul, Paul, I still remember the time we have a team elite trip to Hawaii, and I think you grabbed one of the ladies and gave them a shampoo.
Shampoo. I remember.
Using the bulb to just squeeze the juice out of the bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on the hair.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the bulb is probably the best, but this is very close. We have to make it so that when you open it up, and if you're in Stockholm or Roma or Beijing or Chengdu, you know, or Taipei, that it's just the same as squeezing it on. It's very, very close. So that's Avapui Moni. Next slide.
Avapui money shampoo.
Next slide, please. Now, this is the one I want to conclude my discussion of products on. This is very special. This is called Epic Yin and Yang Mask. This is our newest product. And the reason I'm excited to talk about it briefly tonight is that I used a secret from China, Chinese beauty, to make this. And it's a special little plant. So let's turn off the slideshow for a moment. And this plant, Jasmine Sambac, is called in Chinese Moliwa. And there's a little song. And if we could key that up now, I'd like everybody, wherever you are, please sing along in the song. Let's pull that video up, please. I bet some of you know this. Go ahead. 'Great. So this has in it Moliwa, Jasmine Sambac, which is one of the secrets, Chinese secrets of keeping that beautiful skin color. What's fun is when it comes out of the tube, I don't know if you can see that, Patrick, but it comes out white.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Out white like that, okay? Just like the Moliwa flower. In fact, for those of you in Hawaii, they call it pikaki in Hawaii.
Oh.
But then when you rub it, it activates the charcoal so it turns gray. Can you see that?
Yes.
So
Oh,
what
yeah.
this does is this pulls the toxins out of my skin, and I let it dry, and then I wipe it off, and it leaves my skin really smooth and detoxified. You know, you can do this at nighttime. I love this stuff, and this is really, again, a project that the New Skin scientists, together with this thousands of years of wisdom from China, came up with, and it's called Yin and Yang Mask, and I hope that you like it. I'm really loving it right now. I think it's a lot of fun. So let's go back into the slides. Here we are. Great, thank you. Emba Legacy says she loves the Yin and Yang Mask, as does Irena Lavin. And NPUSL Selena says she loves the smell of it. Jacqueline loves it. Well, I love it too. So I think we ought to surprise everybody at the next global convention. I think at some point, whenever they show this on the screen, we ought to just all stand up and start singing Moliwa.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
How about that?
Wow.
Okay, next slide. And there's the beautiful Moliwa flower, Jasmine Sambac. Next slide. One last Force for Good slide in Madagascar, which is an island off the coast of Africa. Next slide. these people didn't have a school with Force for Good. Ecology built a school for these people. In return, they promised to protect the forest, the lemurs, the birds, the orchids. But what I haven't told you is that this village is a 3-day walk from the nearest road.
Gee.
So all of the materials for this, we could not get a helicopter in southern Madagascar, so they carried all the materials on their backs for 3 days. And children were so excited to hear about this school that children from another village started coming to it, but those children had to swim the river. And we were worried about this. Next slide. So we built a bridge. And again, all the materials in this bridge were carried on the villagers' backs. They carried them. That's how much they cared about this. So the little children didn't have to swim the river. They could walk across the bridge. When it was dedicated, the elders had never seen a bridge before, the elderly people. So they wanted to sort of crawl across the bridge. We said, no, you can walk across it. Next slide. And that's sort of really, for me, sort of the metaphor of EPIC, which is it's a bridge between modern science and ancient traditional knowledge. It's knowledge shared with love from the indigenous people, and we do our best to return that to indigenous people by helping them with schools and hospitals, water supplies. But it doesn't stop there. We do surgeries, heart surgeries in the Philippines for children using Force for Good funds. We've built schools in China, including Hainan. We cure children's diseases. We give eyeglasses. I mean, it's a tremendous thing. And although it's only 25 cents, 1/4 of a US dollar from each sale of an EPIC product, that has generated now $15 million in charitable goods. And it just keeps going on. So it's a fantastic thing. And really, we have you to thank as distributors for selling EPIC products. So if somebody asks you, what do you do for a living? You could tell them, well, I build schools for children that never had one. I build bridges for children so they don't have to risk their lives swimming a river. I fund children's surgeries.
Sorry, Paul. Sorry, Paul. Hold on a second. 熊丽娜，请你 mute.
Yeah, okay, did it.
Thank you. 谢谢. Sorry.
谢谢大家. So you tell them you build schools, you build medical clinics, you build bridges, you help people, you protect rainforest, you save coral reefs. This is all that you do when you sell the EPIC products and share them with others. I also wanted to have EPIC be like a welcome mat for the whole company, because we have so many wonderful products in EPIC, but almost anybody can, if they save up their money, afford an EPIC product. I was in Taipei and found out that there were 5 college students who chipped in their money to buy a single polishing bar. And then they cut it into 5 pieces so they could use it, So it's a nice way to invite people into the company. It's a great way to tell people what we do. We make the best products in the world, but we always give back. And I'll just conclude on this. Blake Roney, one of the founders of Nu Skin, said the Force for Good is only 5% of what we do, but 95% of who we are. 5% of what we do, but 95% of what we are. And that's why I love the company so much. So next slide. That's it. That'll conclude my remarks. So let's go back to you, Patrick and Marguerite, and thank you, all of you, for singing Moliwa and for watching this little presentation I put together. Thank you. I'm going to start rubbing this off now. You guys go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Amazing story, isn't it? Everyone?
Yes.
Every time we listen to Paul, it's like your heart feels like
I still
squeezed. Yeah.
I still remember the time Paul came to our convention and show us what he plans to do for Nu Skin by establishing this epic line of products. Okay, and they show us that sky or the walkway between among the trees, and the idea is to let the villagers have some way of earning money to improve their lives. So that's what this idea of using products from the rainforest or wherever Paul visited.
Somebody please mute. Okay. Oh, well.
Anyway, okay. And, you know, as a sign of appreciation from what Paul learned from the villages, 25 cents is donated back to the source where the product or the ingredient came from. That's how Epic got started. And how many
Paul,
millions?
you're muted. That's what can I?
Yeah,
Okay.
by my calculations, the Force for Good has raised $15 million.
Wow.
So,
This is in addition to what the company has done in Malawi, to build an orphanage, build the Natali Manja Agricultural School. So it's wonderful that we share together from all
Yeah.
around the world and
Wow.
work together to do this. And let me just respond to a couple of the comments I see in the chat line. Okay. Irene says, thank
Please
you.
mute，请关掉，请 mute 你自己。Empty World 红英招芳老师。
Okay. Irene Fu and Rachel say thank you. Rena Lavin says, incredible. Sujita, Brown Officer Borman says, thank you. I wish the Epic essential oils are back. This is from Ariana. Me too. You know, I mean, but I'll tell you what, I still know how to make them. I developed the formulas. So if you really need something, see me at convention and I'll slip you some of my home brew here. Danny, PD Fit Team, thank you, Dr. Paul. Well, you're very welcome, but I want to make it clear, I'm just the guy that helped make the products. You're the business people that accepted me. I have to say, Patrick and Marguerite, I've been so grateful that this company has accepted me because I don't know anything about business. I'm just a scientist, but you're the people that make the magic happen. And so really thanks to you. Minda Harup says thanks. Glenda Lee says thanks. Anyway, I'm grateful for that, but I really want to thank all of you because I have to say it's a lot of fun to do this work. You've sensed that, haven't you, Marguerite? I mean,
Yes,
we have
I
a
know
lot
you
of
love it.
we have a lot of fun. I get to make cool products like Ice Dancer or that I like. We like to use them, you know, and I'm basically addicted to Ava Pui Moni. And then I really love meeting with the distributors. And that's the only, maybe for me, the most personal part of the pandemic. I'm being very careful like everybody else, but I miss being with you. And I hope that once it's over, we can be together again. I really do.
Yeah, well, it's too bad, you know, we don't have any more meetings and team elite trips, you know.
Not yet.
Yeah, got
Next
canceled
year.
twice. Hopefully next year, Paul, we can get together.
Next year. Here's
Yeah.
Christy Young saying amazing sharing. Serena Tan says from zero, Serena guts this exactly. From US 0.25 cents, we've raised $15 million that have been donated, and there's no salaries. The company covers all the administrative costs. All this goes to help children. Xu Chu Tang says thank you. Natasha says wow. Danny, thank you so much, Pat and Marguerite, for organizing this. You know, I think Patrick and Marguerite are some of my favorite people. We had a wonderful trip up Haleakala. Do you remember that in Hawaii?
No, we drove up. I know.
And it was so
For
fun.
her to go see sunrise in Maui.
The sunrise in Maui. So yeah. And Jean Hume says we miss you too. Yeah, I really miss you. It's the one other fun thing about Nu Skin is that once you're in the business, people maybe that are new, you get friends all over the world. Haven't you found that, Patrick? You can I bet you and Marguerite can go almost anywhere in the world and have good friends. Is that a true statement?
Yes, I think we have
Yes.
more friends than ever. You know, when you first start this business, people scare you, telling you that all your friends you're not going to have no more friends. But we have more friends than ever, ever, ever. I think there may be some Chinese speakers who want to ask questions. If we can have Christine translate them if possible, and you can answer.
I'd be delighted.
Okay. Christine, you have to turn your,
You have to switch channels, I think.
I don't know, maybe we need some, they'll translate. Yeah.
While we're waiting, there's another question. Where can they find regarding my studies? I mean, you can Google me on
Yes.
you know,
Google podcasts.
well, or Google, but there's a book, Plants, People, and Culture on Amazon. You can get that.
Yeah.
Where I discuss the products.
Yeah.
Or the company, frankly, is the best source of information. And go on to the Nu Skin website and on forceforgood.org, and you'll see what the company's doing. It's remarkable.
And I remember around the world, there's only 12 ethnobotanists. This is
No,
from
13.
13 now. Okay.
No, it's
13.
They
And then,
often introduce me as one of the top 50 ethnobotanists in the world because there's probably only 25 of us doing this. So
ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
well, perhaps you can explain to us, Paul, what's meant by ethnobotanist.
an ethnobotanist is somebody who's trained in botany, but who also is trained in anthropology. So when I work in little villages, I learn the language of the people. They share knowledge with me. I study how they use plants. Most of my work has been in discovering new medicines, which is outside of the Nu Skin family. But I think sort of the favorite thing I do really is doing the Nu Skin things. It's really fun to sit in my laboratory and come up with new products and new product ideas, and then to bounce them off this remarkable team of scientists that Nu Skin has in Utah. They have them in Shanghai. I mean, they really get the very finest minds, and it's an honor to work with these people.
Okay, Christine, do you have questions now?
Can you talk now? Well, at one time, I think, Paul, you had mentioned that someone contacted you about the movie Medicine Man.
Oh yeah.
Tell us more about that.
Tell us about. Do you guys know there's a movie called Medicine Man?
Someone just reminded me here in the chat.
Mhm.
I got a call from the lawyers for Sean Connery and Universal Pictures. Somebody had sued them for this. They'd made a movie. Somebody had sued them for script invasion, stealing their idea. They said, "Do you do this for real?" I said, "Yes, I do." They said, "You're in the jungles with indigenous people finding new medicines." I said, "Yes." And they said, "Are you willing to testify in court?" I said, "Sure." They said, "What would be your fee?" I said, "No, I wouldn't charge any fee. I'd be happy to help you." And they said, "Well, we'd have to pay you something." I said, "Well, just make a gift, make a donation to help save the rainforest." So they sent me the script. There were some biological mistakes in it. I circled them and said, you know, if the people that say you stole their idea made the same mistakes, then maybe they have a case. Otherwise, they don't. When they heard what I'd done, they withdrew their suit. I got the Universal Pictures and the Tom Schulman, the script writer, sent me a nice letter, a nice note thanking me. So I called my graduate students and I said, "Now look, when the world is in danger, who saves it? James Bond, right?
James Bond.
But when he's in trouble, who does he go to? An ethnobotanist."
Paul Cox.
Yes,
Botanist. So that's the little story.
yeah.
You guys didn't know that, do you? Huh?
Yeah.
Yuting, she asked a very interesting question. Curious, what is your different experience working with Nu Skin or other company? I've only worked with Nu Skin, and that's because of the spirit of what Blake Roney and Steve once said. They said, Force for Good is 5% of what we do, but 95% of who we are.
Yeah.
And the one thing I find with Nu Skin not only is the science good, but they make sure the products are the very best. And so I've actually been offered, you know, a lot of money to work with other companies, and I always turn them down because I really care about what we're doing together. The reason I'm in Nu Skin is because of the Force for Good. But then look at these great benefits. We get these products, we have wonderful friends, we have great times together, a lot of side benefits. But for me, the heart of Nu Skin is the Force for Good. And that's why I'm so thrilled to be part of it with you.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
I
Any
don't.
more questions?
I think Christine, maybe she's ready for all
Okay.
the Chinese questions.
Let's go.
Yeah, Christine 可以问 ask
转不过来啊。
不知道，可能
因为他现在在另外一个频道。
oh because she's on a different
Different
channel,
room.
different I don't know a Zoom room, so I don't know maybe 那怎么办？有没有中文的想问的问题就来问，我们来帮的翻译，
如果有人需要中文的话，打在屏幕。
打在屏幕。Okay, let's see the one. Yeah, the movie called Medicine Man. Somebody said that. Let's see another. Jiang Zhan said that they love your story, Paul.
Well, thank you.
They want
Sure,
to
sure.
they want to thank Nu Skin. And then let's see what other stuff they ask. Oh, somebody named, I don't know how to read her name, but she said through Nu Skin, she actually met more friends than ever.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a family sort of. I mean, do you feel that way? I do.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to see each other. And yes, we can't travel now, but I think these Zoom calls are really wonderful. You know, that's
I know. I feel like you're in our living room.
Yeah.
Okay, there's somebody named Dong Xiuzhen, Liu Fei, and she said she want to really thank you, Paul Cox, for I don't know what that is. Being very kind and big heart.
well.
My
thank you.
Chinese isn't that good. Okay.
No, but thank you for saying that. But I really find it's our distributors that are so big-hearted because they've all got together to together be a force for good. And I love that idea of together
Yeah.
we can make a difference. So we have a lot of fun in Nu Skin, and people make money from it. But the most important thing for me is we do a lot of good and all over the world. And I just wish I could take you with me in my Land Cruiser or put you in the canoe and take you to the villages so you could see these little schools. I mean, these are not things that are going to make the front page of the world newspaper, but boy, did that little girl.
Actually, we did one time, Paul. Remember the TE trip to Fiji? You took
Yes.
us to opening for community center.
Yeah,
You know, the whole group.
yeah, that was great. And I'd love to do that again. I really was. It's so fun to be with the villagers. Oh, Serena
Paul-
Taylor from Fiji too. Yeah, and Irene Fu wants to go. Let's go, Irene. Okay.
Okay. Irene's from Malaysia.
Oh, Selamat Malam, or I say Selamat Pagi.
Ooh, Solomon. Paul, I want to say, do you know the EMEA, their Ruby trip is on the island right next to Madagascar. I think they plan for next March. Mauritius.
Oh, that's a fantastic place.
Yeah. So
They're gonna have
maybe,
a great trip. Great.
maybe you can go. Ask them, you can go with them. Then
I would
you
love
can
to. Maybe
go
they can
to
stick
Madagascar.
me in their luggage. They can hide me in their luggage and I can jump
No,
out.
then you go, then you take us. We'll hide in your luggage. Yeah. So I think that's it. That's it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they cannot come into
Yeah.
the Chinese cannot come into this channel. So,
No, they can't translate. But anyway,
Yeah.
so it's really
but
good.
anyway, we have over 400 or almost 500 people for
Yeah.
this meeting, Paul.
Yeah. They're
You're a
all
star.
over.
You're a star attraction.
I know. So
I just feel that I have new friends and I really want to meet you. I know my understanding, again, I'm not a business person, so I'm grateful for your patience with me. But as I watch the people who are successful in Nu Skin, I notice two things. First of all, they use the products. And that seems to characterize successful people as they use these products. And I hope that if you try some of the Epic products that you'll enjoy them. I've been developing some special ones for China that maybe we can talk about another time. And the second thing is they never give up. They're always persistent. They just don't give up. When times get hard, and everybody has hard times, they just keep going.
Mhm.
But for me, my relationship with all of you is so special. And together we're changing the world in little ways. Okay, these are small things, schools and hospitals and surgeries for children, but they mean a lot. And I really wish you could see these villages with me, because it's just terrific being there. I mean, together, you may not know this, but together we helped save the Hainan gibbon, one of the most endangered primates in the world, by building, I think we built 3 schools in Hainan in China.
I know. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. There's all sorts of good things going on, and it gives us a chance to sort of give back and to say thank you. So I just want to thank you. It's been a tremendous
Yeah.
experience being with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes doing news a lot more meaningful,
Yeah.
knowing that we are, giving back to society.
I think there's some question here in Chinese. Someone asked if they have how do we say that in English?
What?
腋下什么? I think use body bar or
Well,
our 2 bars are
epic.
Epic bar. You can actually, I remember we used to use grapefruit extract, and then it can help you. Okay.
Yeah, that's a polishing part.
Polishing bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone asked also about the great toenail.
Soul solution.
So solution.
Even I know that.
Yeah. So solution.
I see some questions on my thing here. It says, looking forward to your visit again, the Philippines. I think we have 27 projects in the Philippines, which is just a
Really?
spectacular country, the most treasure chest of biodiversity. Dr. Cox, we have the names, the book you have written, type out here. Can someone send that out to the whole group? It's called Plants, People, and Culture. Serena Tan says the deodorant was a great product. We need it. Wow, we need it too. And I asked Sandy Tillotson, what can we do? She said, Paul, you need to fight for it. So, if you like the deodorant, tell the company, buy it. That's what really helps things stay in Nuskin, is to buy them. I see in the chat at the bottom line, there's a question in Chinese.
Okay, hold on. There's another question here. Someone asked if they have 脚气. What's that in
Athlete's
English?
foot. I think.
Athlete's foot. They wanted to know what they can use. Okay, the last question here. It's talking about what he was just talking about. 体香膏. Deodorant, but now they don't have it. Is there a new one going to come up? I guess, Paul Cox 博士说，我们每一个人都需要自己去跟公司去讲，你有够的人去跟公司讲你需要这个产品，公司就会去
告诉公司那里
就会告诉公司，公司就会 create 就是制造这个产品。Yeah. So I just translate what you said. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you need to tell the company your wishes, and then we need to sell it, and then the company will keep it. But
yeah.
I like it because it has this plant from Haiti, and in return, we've helped the people of Haiti. It's very gentle. It was the only deodorant that my father-in-law could use, so I'd like to get some more myself.
Yeah. There's another one said 有次什么脚气选. I don't know what that is in English. Something about the foot.
I think it's athlete's foot.
It's not athlete's foot. It's saying, I guess, some kind of growth on the foot.
Fungus.
Yeah, I don't think we have an antifungal.
No.
But you do have something special in the China market that I don't think anybody else has. Maybe the Philippines. It's called Epic Body Armor, which is a really special way of protecting us from mosquitoes and other insects.
Wow. It's called... You're saying what is the...
Epic Body Armor.
Epic Body Armor.
Body armor.
We'll find out. I'm glad you said it. We're going to have to find out.
Find out. Yeah, it's great
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, we have someone in the Philippines here, so
Yeah. Maybe they can say, is that from Philippines, the body armor?
Christine,
Christine?
Christine says
She
no.
doesn't know. No, no. Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right. Oh, somebody says to blend Epic EO. What's an EO? With enhancer.
EO.
What's an EO? Do not know.
essential oil. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Well,
And-
we don't. We
Oh, essential oil. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I know all those oils anyway. So we
What
didn't.
about sweaty
Well, the
feet?
reason is we didn't sell enough. That's the whole thing. Why company didn't have it because we're not selling enough.
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. I mean, the company is here so the distributors can make a profit. That's the whole point. But then we also give back in the Force for Good, and that's where me and the Epic products are at. Somebody asked about sweaty feet. Try Firewalker. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, it's really good for that.
Yeah.
Patrick and Magritte, I think we're
Okay.
about
Yeah.
to.
We're
Yeah,
yes.
it's 1
Can I
hour.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you,
Thank you,
Paul. Thank you
Paul.
for joining
Thank
us
you,
here.
Yeah, for joining
Yeah.
us. We want to see you at the next
Oh,
TE trip
They
somewhere.
want to take pictures.
Oh, I know. They want to take a picture.
Okay,
That's
just
okay.
stay for a couple of.
Okay, stay for a couple of seconds.
Sure.
大家
I'll put mine
everybody
on.
turn your
Turn
video on.
turn your video on.
Turn your video on. You could do a heart. You can do what the
Somebody's
spot-
using the product.
Oh, somebody using product here. So turn your video
Hey.
on. So yeah, so they can they can take a picture. We have all of it. I know we have
Oh,
350 people on
400.
that. Yes.
Still
Still
300
400.
something.
Yeah.
So here.
So we're gonna put that up. We're gonna put that up. Hey.
OK，由我来拍吧。
Okay, 好的。Leon's gonna take a picture.
Everybody's holding up their products. Wow. Thank
Yes.
you. Yay.
Everyone stay about 15 seconds.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Hanging on. Oh, a lot of product.
A lot of pages.
Oh.
I know. A lot of pages. That's like, I don't know, 20 pages or
Well,
something.
some have left already. So
Yeah, but that's okay.
yeah.
Great to be with
Everybody
you.
have
Thank
e-post
you.
at home.
I know. Everybody has it.
Very close to 500. So
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's put on Yin and Yang mask. Wow. Well, let's all
No.
practice Moliwa, and then let's stand up in the next global convention, and we'll all just start singing it together. Okay.
Okay. Okay. It's a deal.
And everybody will
Okay.
be-
Everybody learn. If you don't know Chinese, we'll put up, give you
OK,
the
finish.
song. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
we can
Leon.
give you the lyrics in English.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Paul.
Yeah,
Let
thank-
everybody.
Yeah.
Thank
thank
Dr.
you.
Paul for
Dr.
that,
Paul,
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn your sound on. Yeah.
But anyway,
Okay.
thank you, Paul.
Paul, thank you, Paul.
Good
Really.
night.
Hope to see you
Thank you.
soon.
Yeah. Hope
Okay.
to see you soon.
Bye now.
Bye.
Okay. Oh, we need to thank Scott too,
Yeah,
for
we
making
need
the
to thank-
arrangement.
Oh,
Yeah.
Scott Van Pelt.
Scott
Yeah.
Beckhout, and then we need to thank Leon, and we need to thank Christine for translation.
translating.
Yeah, everything is exciting tonight. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Paul.
Recording stopped.
Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Yeah. Oh, and also Carrie. Carrie really the person started this meeting, you know?
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
谢谢老师。
yeah.
Where, right?
哪里哪里 ？Where
谢谢
where？
Margaret 老师。
哪里？
哪里
谢
哪里啊？
谢你们，谢谢你们。
谢谢 Patrick 和 Margaret 老师。
啊，应该谢谢 Carrie 老师跟 Leon 在这边很
他们就
Christine
organize。
呀，他们 organize，他们
这个
organize。我们
谢谢
只是
所有的老师。
谢谢所有老师，I agree。
OK，我也提了，跟大家提过，下个月我们
欢迎老师们来中国。
再看
Yeah. Huh? What? Okay, we'll be recorded and then we'll we'll pass it out where it's going to be saved.
where can
Probably
we
in
can find
YouTube.
it.
Yeah, Leon would do that.
Leon.
He's really good. Because I think first day we had Amy Yip. She spoke in Chinese and I think it's in YouTube already. And then yesterday was also Chinese about the Punta Cana trip. It was long, but it was very exciting.
Mm.
And today is exciting. And tomorrow we have one more.有一位老师, one teacher, Chinese, it's going to be Mandarin, somebody from Taiwan, a very famous person. Leon, 你知道他中文名字吗？我不知道，我念中文乱七八糟的。
他的中文名字叫简明瑜。
简明瑜 yeah, I heard.
然后是前奥运代表的营养师。
Yeah, I heard he's very, very famous. 所以呢 tomorrow night 要讲国语，会翻译成英文吗 ？Leon?
可以。大家有需求，我们可以。
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. If needed, we'll translate into English, but you have to
Let them know.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, this is the guy. So he's quite famous. I have not heard him, but I have heard other people that heard him. He's really very good. Okay, because he's a 仆人. He is a professional. He's not
nutritionist.
He has a licensed nutritionist. And he did the Olympic. He is the Olympic coach for nutrition. All right. So
he's a nutritionist for the Olympic team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So come back tomorrow. Same time, same place. 同个地方，同一个 channel， 同一个频道。
不是同一个晚上。
不是同一个晚上 That's right. Okay. 谢谢大家。
谢谢老师，谢谢，拜拜。
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
拜拜。
Bye. 谢谢 Leon， 谢谢 Christine， 谢谢 Carrie 老师。
谢谢所有的老师们，拜拜。
所有的老师。Okay. Bye.